Hey everybody, welcome to the Head Startup. On today's video, I want to talk to you about some important changes that you may have noticed in the last few months on the Degiro trading app. So Degiro are an investment firm that are based in the Netherlands. So because they're an investment firm, they actually don't have a banking license. So what this means is if you have some cash on your Degiro trading app that you don't have invested, they can't physically hold this cash in the bank account for you. So what they actually do to get around this is they take your cash that you have uninvested and they invest it in money market funds. So this is the only way to get around it. And often these money market funds have actually negative interest rates, which Degiro say they only partially compensate you for. So your money basically that is uninvested in Degiro is slightly losing value. You are also exposed to a slight risk that the institutions that issue these money market funds would go bankrupt. So the risk attached to this was very low but not completely zero. But Degiro have come up with a much better solution, which they've been gradually rolling out over the last few months since the middle of 2020, and now I'm going to explain what this is in the next part of the video. So Degiro have partnered up with a regulated bank in Germany called flatex. Flatex are now going to offer Degiro users personal cash accounts with IBANs that are going to be linked to your investment accounts. The great news about this is any amounts that you have uninvested on your Degiro trading account will now be guaranteed under the German deposit guarantee scheme, which guarantees deposits up to 100,000. So investing with Degiro was generally pretty safe to begin with, but now it's getting a lot safer. So one important thing to know is you can't actually use this cash account for any other type of banking. It's just solely for your investments with Degiro. So here is the email that I received at the end of January that was saying that my cash account was ready. So one important thing to note is you'll have a new IBAN. So whenever you go to try and lodge money onto Degiro in the future, you will need to send it to this new IBAN. So at the moment, it's not looking like it's going to be any faster to lodge any money to your Degiro account, which can be quite slow compared to other brokers. But hopefully this will end up speeding up the process a bit. I think once you receive the email, you'll basically have a month or a month and a half basically to phase over to the cash account, and they'll still offer you compensation on your money market funds for any negative interest rates up until that point. But after that, you won't get any compensation basically for any negative interest rates that you have on your money market funds. And finally, I just want to talk to you about what the costs are associated with this new cash account. So there are no costs with depositing or withdrawing any funds into this cash account. However, there are negative interest rates similar to what you had with the money market funds. So they compensate you up to certain levels for these negative interest rates. So now I'm going to show you some examples of how this works so you can try and minimize the amount of negative interest rates that you're exposed to on Degiro. Okay, so here are how the negative interest rates affect your cash account. So for instance, if you hold 3,000 in your cash account and the interest rate is minus 0.5% on a yearly basis, you will have negative interest of €12.50 as a result of this. But Degiro will actually compensate you for the first €2,500 that you have on your Degiro account. So they will completely compensate you for that €12.50. But for any amount that you have over €2,500, you will have a negative interest rate. So for instance, the €500 amount that you have over 2,500 will have a fee of €2.50. So basically you don't have to worry about negative interest rates if you have less than €2,500 on your cash account. If however you have large amounts invested on Degiro and you have more than €2,500 uninvested, there is another way around it. If you have paid more than €350 transaction fees in a 60-day period. So in that case, Degiro will compensate you for up to €100,000 on your cash account. So they'll compensate the negative interest rates up to 100,000 in that case. So this is basically Degiro looking after the big investors that they want to get into the platform. So I hope you found this video useful, and if you did, I would really appreciate it if you would like the video and subscribe to the channel.